Attention and go-go, baby!
Henshin a go to another console. Welcome back to our feature on the rise and fall of the Capcom 5, an infamous example of what happens when soaring ambition is pulled down by the burdensome weight of reality. If you missed part 1, be sure you check that out first, and trust me, this video will be here waiting when you're ready. We're not porting it to another channel or anything. So when we left off, Capcom was in trouble. Big trouble, in fact. Trouble as in losing $103 million in the 2002 fiscal year. Protracted and expensive development cycles were a primary cause, as were poor sales figures. So within Capcom, resources had to be rearranged to ensure big-name games like Resident Evil 4 were the priority. And so, for the rest of the Capcom 5, that daring and unique set of GameCube exclusives, it meant routes would have to be adjusted. It meant the explosive rhetoric Capcom announced them with would go largely unfulfilled. It meant promises would have to be broken. And the first casualty was PN3. What could have been a stylish, rhythmic shooter unlike anything else on the market was rushed to stores in September of 2003, with stiff controls and repetitive levels, an obvious victim of rushed development and slashed budgets. Even Shinji Mikami, who worked as the director for the Capcom 5, admitted as much, saying, quote, "I wanted to put more time into it, and a lot more." But at least PN3 came to fruition, however flawed. Dead Phoenix, on the other hand, was shot from the sky during its development, and this would-be Kid Icarus look-alike never came to retail. Now, fate was obviously kinder for Beautiful Joe and Killer 7, two of the GameCube's best and most unique third-party titles, but to ensure they'd sell more copies, Capcom broke their exclusivity with Nintendo. Both games would be ported to the PlayStation 2. Killing what would have been the GameCube's most enticing third-party system sellers at a time when it needed them most.
This is too easy.
And then there's this, Resident Evil 4, a game that requires no introduction. It released to the GameCube on January 11th, 2005, but even it wouldn't be unscathed by the curse of the Capcom 5, because on Halloween the year prior, Capcom announced Resident Evil 4, a game that would be the GameCube's greatest third-party title, would also be coming to the PlayStation 2. And suddenly, if you wanted to play Resident Evil 4 and you didn't have a GameCube, all you had to do was wait. Nintendo's thunder was stolen, and the dissolution of the Capcom 5 was complete, as were the ties between the houses of Mario and Mega Man. You ever wonder why the Blue Bomber isn't in Super Smash Bros. Brawl, while characters like Solid Snake and even Mario's mortal enemy Sonic the Hedgehog are? Well, rumor has it the Capcom 5 ordeal took a serious toll on the relationship between Capcom and Nintendo, wounds from which some parties took a long time to heal.
Es hora de rezar. Tenemos que irnos.
Since the turn of the millennium, there haven't been many games as influential as this one. Resident Evil 4 is one of those rare titles that everyone can agree on, as beloved by critics as consumers, and an obvious source of inspiration, if not outright copying, for an entire generation to follow. But it's important to remember that Resident Evil 4 came at a price. A high price, to borrow a phrase. And for GameCube devotees, it's fair to wonder if the price was worth the return.